Hey guys, welcome back to your daily tea. Welcome if you're new. So the first card came out in the subconscious placement, number 27, breaking down to a 10, furried and feathered friends. So on a subconscious level, you could be feeling the urge to make more of like an ethical consumption, change your diet, making a difference through our food choices and caring for all beings, right? Doing the best you can. You also could be gaining some messages from your spirit animals. If you meditate, you could be seeing different animals in your meditations. In the conscious area, we've got the water. This is the overflow, sorry. Speaks of abundance, the paradigm of no scarcity, right? It could be allowing financial and energetic gifts to flow through and create more. In the placement of emotions, we've got 37, breaking down to a 10. I'm sorry, did I say that was a 10? That was a 9, my bad. So Mount Shasta speaks about your origins, right? The seeds that make you who and what you are, right? This also speaks of star beings, of sacred and powerful places, right? Of like unexplained mystical phenomena. Could also be getting a lot of intuitive messages and downloads at this time. Could be having a lot of dreams or visions. And then in the heart space, we've got alignment, which speaks of inner integrity, right? Of being a vibrational match to what you want to bring into your life, right? Manifesting from a place of love over fear. This understanding that energy flows where attention goes, right? So this is about seamlessly actualizing your dreams. If you would like the extended version, as always, you can jump on over to my YouTube channel, Divine Interventions. I'll see you over there. All right, guys, let's get into the extended version. As always, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. All right, so number 27, breaking down to a 9. So there's this, and in the subconscious position, you could be gaining just this direction of wanting to make different food choices. Animals are very intuitive and sacred beings that walk the earth beside us, right? They're the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions and some of our most loving companions, right? They've got much to teach us, and yet the way some of these species are treated is quite unbelievable. And I think as we become more empathetic and our sense of compassion expands beyond that of our own family and friends, we start to see other beings and the quality of their life as interconnected and as equal, and we may be inspired, right, to align our actions with our compassion to minimize harm. And as humans are evolving and moving to a lighter consciousness, our bodies might start to struggle to digest what was once, healthy and fortifying. Also, when we're doing the work spiritually, we might feel more sensitive to things that just don't fit with our values. So when we take the energy of a product that has suffered, no matter how good it tastes or even how organic it is, we might notice a lowering of our vibration as it kind of challenges our spiritual integrity. And it's not to say that there's one way of living and eating that everyone should adopt, right? This message is about doing the best that we can within our circumstances. It's not always possible to access nutritious or locally produced alternatives. However, as consumers, we do have the power to push for change by choosing how and where we spend our money, and also recognizing that it starts on the inner realm. So we could do things in our mind space to help these beautiful sacred creatures. This could also just be like, I know for me, something that came up is there was like a fly in my house yesterday, and like the old me would want to, just grab a fly swatter or a magazine or something and squash it. But, as I grow in my own spirituality, I recognize that that's not fair, right? So you could be having these kind of subconscious realizations as well. You could also be, looking at how you choose to nourish your physical body and what your ethics are around your food choices. And this could also signify like strong animal energies, right? It could be working more closely with an animal spirit guide, or some of you could be even considering bringing an animal companion into your life. You could also have like a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals that you encounter and what their symbols or traits or messages mean to you. And I've noticed that literally, and I'm one that always will Google or look up or even just contemplate, any animal that crosses my path, especially if it really catches my eye. And you could either look up the meaning, the symbology of it, or just contemplate on what that animal might mean to you, or even insects, right? Any really being. And then in the conscious position, we've got water. And water speaks of, allowing your energetic gifts to flow. Water is of emotion. So you could be allowing, on a conscious level, greater receptivity, taking the path of least resistance. You could be also feeling the need to find greater purity. One thing that I always love to do with my water is to raise the vibration with my consciousness. This is why I like prayer and giving thanks for your food and water are so important. Science is proving that our consciousness can alter in a magnificent way the pH of water. It can even alter our DNA through intention alone. And then in the emotions spot, we've got Mount Shasta, which if you have not been to Mount Shasta yet, and you're feeling called to visit this beautiful sacred mountain, I highly recommend it. I took my kids up there last year, and we went by car, and we were gone for a couple of weeks, so we visited many different places on the way, but Mount Shasta was my key destination, and it was just the most multi-dimensional, sacred, connected energy I've ever felt. I definitely plan on going back up there again within my lifetime. And Mount Shasta brings to mind, your origins. And, they say that there was this entire continent, the Lemurians' continent, and they were aware that it was going to be destroyed. So they traveled interdimensionally and found a way to reside in the mountain. It's known as Telos for those that are interested in that. It's, it's just this multi-dimensional energy, these multi-dimensional beings that are living inside the mountain, and there's all kinds of sightings and all kinds of unusual phenomena there. Mount Shasta also seems to have a connection to star beings and portals to multiple worlds and multiple realities. There's a lot of channeling that happens there, a lot of light codes, and a connection with the grid ley lines that lay over the entire earth. But there's something definitely magical about Mount Shasta. So you could be connecting with some of these beings. You could be feeling called to do grid work, that is, traveling to these different destinations and offering healing and also gaining receptivity. I know that's one thing that I've really been called to do, and I definitely intend on traveling more in the days to come to just research more and learn more. So yeah, this place holds many stories, but it's about origins, right? It may be time to honor and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage, right? Noticing if you have an affinity with any star beings, and then you can connect with them through your intention and meditation, and this will allow greater insight into your traits, into your strengths, and also into your challenges, I should say. Perhaps you have a Lemurian connection. I know I definitely do. And they may have an intuitive message for you, or could be encouraging you to visit, sacred places that you feel attracted to. And then in the heart space, we've got alignment, which this is about your inner integrity, right? We all have the ability to manifest the life that we wish to call in. However, we may find that our desires are not actualizing as we'd hoped, right? Energy goes where attention flows, and if our thoughts and focus fixate on something that opposes what we want, this will cause dissonance, right? So notice if there's any internal sabotage, right? Are you, without realizing it, undermining yourself through your language or your worries or the story that you tell in your mind? And to bring something to life, you have to become the vibrational match for it. So imagine what it feels like to already have what you desire, and cultivate that feeling, right? That's the key to powerful manifestation. Preparing ourselves in our environment as if what we're manifesting is a certainty, it also creates a shift in our thinking. And cosmic law says when you change the inner, the outer changes as a result, right? As above, so below. When we want and strive for something, we create more wanting and striving. When we immerse ourselves in what it's like to already have something, then we'll be in perfect vibration to receive it. You could also consider whether you're choosing to manifest something for love or fear. And unfortunately, if our wants are driven by or born out of fear, we're going to just amplify this. When our heart motivates our desires, whatever we manifest is aligned with love. So looking at where your desires and manifestations are being seated, right? If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like them to, then it's time to take a deeper look at other areas in your life, right? Is there something out of step with integrity? Are you making decisions through fear or love? If it's through fear or avoidance, your manifestations might backfire to ultimately to encourage experiences that will bring you back into balance. So it's time to become a vibrational match for that which you're seeking. Instead of striving harder for something, cultivate the feeling of already having what you seek. Right? You definitely would be surprised at what this shift in perspective can bring. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had radical expansion. And this card is about living and loving at full capacity, right? Being unapologetically you, right? Your self-expression, your boldness, having a voice, right? Taking up space, expansion, empowerment. This is about owning your true power. It's about being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, right? Letting go of judgment. It's about creative exploration. So, and I always say self-talk is a huge key to expansion. So, asking yourself questions like, what would it be like to live and to love and to feel at full capacity? Right? Do you imagine what it would be like? This card's about being truly and unapologetically you, right? So do you feel like you have the right to take up space? Our auras, can expand immensely, but we often choose to keep them tight to our bodies, maybe for our own safety, right? But what if this construct in which what if this construct is one in which we've imprisoned ourselves? Where does your subtle or maybe not so subtle shame come from? Why not dance our most beautiful dance, right? Dress in a way that makes us feel magnificent and sing so our voices are heard. You could also take into consideration the paradigm of your judgment in others so that you can help, or you can expand into your most authentic expression. Right. Separation and limitation begins with your beliefs around what's acceptable and what's not, right? And connection and possibility come through owning your power, embracing your responsibility to be more visible in the world, not to shy away from life, right? So it could be time for a more radical way of being and of thinking. And you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you, right? Having a voice is essential for power to shift back to individuals and communities outside of the normality. Right? It's time to unleash your rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment. And even, your unconventional gifts, and have fun with it. It's time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. So just stopping and considering anything that's holding you back. This card is the permission slip that kind of allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up the space that you need. So have fun unleashing who you truly are, right? Some of your offerings or ideas might be what the world's waiting for, what the world wants. Do take note of any judgment towards yourself or towards others, right? Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expressions may be what you need right now. Right? Remember to center yourself in the heart space and be the masterpiece that your soul always wanted you to be. It's calling for today. All right, you guys, if this reading resonated for you, if you hung out this long, make sure to tap that like. I appreciate you. As always, thank you for being the change you want to see. Until next time.